Good morning. It's Tuesday with Jim, Deb, and Kevin on WFMS.
Yeah.
Beautiful day yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh,
nice?
wasn't it nice? And this morning, Jim, you and I talked about this last week. I could really hear the birds chirping this morning. They are out and about this morning.
They're enjoying it. And,
Spring is here, I think.
I drove by yesterday. There was some freshly cut grass, and the smell coming in was just heavenly.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was so nice. It's that early spring cut of the grass, and it just has that fragrance that is unmistakable.
And then you start sneezing because your
Well, that's
allergies
true. You can hear it.
Yeah.
But, you give a little, you take a
Hey,
little.
he's trying to focus on the positive. a little bit.
Right. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got clear skies now. Temperatures at 46 at 95.5 WFMS. 95.5 WFMS 609 with Jim, Deb, and Kevin.
We'd love to share good news with you. We just mentioned the forecast is great,
Oh,
so
goodness.
that's good enough news for you. But here's some more. A maintenance worker at a wastewater treatment plant found a diamond ring in the sewage, and he's looking for the owner. So if you lost a diamond ring flushed it down the toilet, they've got it for you. Now, here's the interesting note. It could have happened anywhere between now and 60 years ago.
Wow, really?
It's been stuck in there for a long time,
The
they
person
said.
could be passed.
That's right. But it's been stuck in there for a long time, so they said it really could literally be from 60 years ago to current. But if you've lost a wedding ring, you might want to keep track of that. A woman in South Carolina bought herself a lottery ticket for her birthday, scratched it off, won $200,000.
$200,000, wow.
And she's buying herself a house. Happy birthday to me.
How come I only win $1 when I do that?
Well, you're not buying a big enough lottery ticket. Maybe that's it. And this one I'm going to throw the flag on this and say I don't believe it. A new study found that 2 hours of video games, 2 hours of playing video games burns as many calories as 1,000 sit-ups. How can that be right?
Come on. I mean, it keeps your brain sharp, I think.
Yeah.
But how does it burn calories as many as 1,000 sit-ups? 2 hours of video games burns as many calories as 1,000 sit-ups. If that's the case, that's definitely some good news. So
You'll never work out again.
No,
That's right.
Absolutely not. Good news stories for you at 6:10.
95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin coming off a spring break. A lot of folks did some traveling or just took the week and had a good time. And now we're getting ready for summer, and it made us stop and think about being a kid.
Yeah, they asked top things that you miss being a kid. By the way, age 9 is when people said you had the most fun.
The most fun, age 9.
But adults answer the things they miss being a kid as an adult now. They would think back on it. It would be summer vacation, never having to cook, and seeing your best friends every day.
Yeah.
Now, I could check one of those things off because I see you guys every day.
Aw.
Monday through Friday. And I mean this.
shucks.
No, seriously. And you're my best friends, which tells me, again, I need to get out more often.
Hey.
But what do you guys miss most about being a kid? Do you have a memory or something that you think, man, I wish it was more like this today?
I miss well, at that time, I used to think that, life had no stress. When I was a kid and I had to study for a test or do a really long book report, I'd be like, my parents have it made. They have no stress. They never have to do homework. But it's just reverse when you become an adult and you have bills.
Yeah.
It's
Deal
stress.
with life stresses that are more adult-like. So I think that sometimes as an adult, we're probably like, man, I wish I just had to study for a test.
And you had a pool growing up. And you
I
said
had a pool, and I missed the
mentioning
smell
swimming,
of chlorine in a wet bathing suit.
Yeah.
I used to love that.
Yeah. I remember those summer days, too. It just lasted forever, going out and leaving in the morning, going out and play baseball or kickball with your buddies or going out and do some fishing in the creek and then getting home just about time for dark. And also, those days you'd lay out in the grass and just look up at the sky. Love that. How about you?
Same deal with you being outside. We also had a pool, and then we had a pony. And I remember sleeping in the barn.
I always wanted a pony. I never got a pony.
Remember sleeping in the barn, or just you would leave the house in the morning, and you return when the
The light switch.
the porch light was on. Now, you never left the property. You just were outside the whole time. Drinking from the garden hose.
Oh, yeah, it was a great taste
I
of
did love that.
Eating a bologna sandwich with dirty fingernails. Probably still doing that today.
Lemonade stands. I would. I
lemonade
love to
stands.
have a lemonade stand. That was so fun. And the people who would come by and pay extra and not want change, and then you felt like you were super rich. But this whole conversation, I think the one thing I thought of a new one.
Okay.
I miss not being to be able to be reached on a cell phone.
Isn't
I
that
miss
right?
that.
Yeah.
I missed, I happened to actually pick up a phone, and my mom would say, hey, Nikki's on the phone, and you had to run down the hall and pick it up on the wall. I thought that was so cool.
Uh-huh. The simple things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, think about those as life moves on. As an adult, Think about those things that we did as a kid.
Take a little break in your mind today.
Summer vacations,
as you're paying your bills,
having to cook,
right,
and not having to cook, I should say, and seeing your best friends every day.
95.5 WFMS. Good morning, Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Mentioned John Osborne of Brothers Osborne. Him and his wife brought their little twins. Is it boys or girls? I don't know. I'm doggone. I meant to look that up.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, they're
It's
twins.
a great picture of them bringing them home in their little car carrier.
And John's a big, tall
He's
guy.
a big dude.
Yeah.
Oh, so you had boy-girl twins.
Okay.
I looked it up.
Okay, that's why I was right.
Yeah.
Mabel
Boy-girl.
and Arthur.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do too.
We talked with John Osborne and the Brothers Osborne about a case of mistaken identity.
That happened once. We were on the road with Darius Rucker, 1,000 horses. We did get confused with Darius Rucker.
Okay, just clarify.
Just want to throw that out there.
You know where you were going there.
It's hard. It's really uncanny. It's hard to tell the difference between.
Not only that, there's two of you.
There's two tall white dudes.
Darius and Rucker.
Yeah, Darius and Rucker. Which one of y'all is Rucker? I like that. But anyway, so we did a full interview, and I won't name who said it or the station that it was. But we did. No, don't say it.
He just
It was-
did.
He just did. It was a full interview, and we got through it. And he was asking some questions that were a little strange, but whatever. I mean, it could be perceived a certain way. So we answered it, and anyway, at the very end of the interview, it's like, "Oh man, 1,000 horses! It was so great to have you guys by."
No.
And we're like, oh.
Did you say anything?
Oh, he goes, I'm sorry. Should we start that over again? And we're like, no, we should.
Wow.
He was. I mean, honestly, I did kind of feel bad for him. He was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
But it was the same time. I was like, yeah, you probably
Do
should.
your homework. Do your
Sometimes
homework.
people need to live with their embarrassment for a while.
Brothers Osborne. That was an interview I remember doing with them, too. It was one of the last interviews we did down in Nashville.
Yeah.
They were giddy. We were giddy, and it was just a fun interview.
Yeah, and at the very end, I said something about that. Hey, thanks for joining us, Dan and Shay. And they were like, they started laughing as well. So,
it's always fun to talk with them, too.
Yeah.
So,
It's
boy
nice
and girl.
when the big guys are nice.
Yeah.
They're friendly. So that's good.
95.5 WFMS, a beautiful Tuesday morning with Jim, Deb, and Kevin.
You guys have been following up on this. It's all over the news, the AI, artificial intelligence,
Yeah,
and
a
how
little
we've
bit
been
of that.
warned to be very careful, don't fall for it. There was a picture of the Pope wearing a big white puffy coat, and many news organizations picked it up and put it on their news service, and it was a fake photo. It's really him, but they've doctored it up in
The
some
coat
way.
looks like what, a young 20-something would
Yeah,
wear.
exactly. It's like, wow, the Pope's pretty hip.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Right.
And now it's gone. So you've always been kind of warned about pictures being fake.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're seeing videos that the actor, the actress, the newsmaker never said
Yeah, right.
because their likeness is now copied by this computer, and now their voice is copied by the computer.
That's scary.
And now they're warning even like us in the radio or people who might be following some sort of audio service, be careful because what you hear may not actually be that celebrity endorsing that product or that newsmaker making that radical statement of some kind.
You might think
Really
it's
not be
Garth
true.
Brooks, and you're sharing what he said, but maybe it wasn't Garth Brooks.
Wasn't
It was a computer.
That's weird.
And now the folks who kind of spearheaded all this a few years ago are saying, the guys who created this are saying, hey, let's take a 6-month break from all this and let's make sure we get this under control because this could be bad.
Yeah.
This could be bad in some way.
Wow. I mean, remember,
It's
you
scary.
probably have seen the guy that impersonates Tom Cruise, and you think it is Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
You've seen it in the commercials,
Right.
and so he's using it for good. Although I'm sure Tom Cruise is like, hey, back off, be your own person.
Yeah.
But when you're listening to audio and you think it's the person and it's
Right.
not, that is scary.
They say that the software can listen to my voice, Jim's voice, Deb's voice, and will automatically begin to mimic that voice. Then it picks up on your speech patterns
Right.
and your pauses and your breaths and everything else. And then they can just literally type in any sentence, any statement, any paragraph, and that Jim Denny artificial intelligence voice will say it, and it sounds like it's you.
Right.
Will it have Jim chewing his gum when he shouldn't be?
It would do that
probably
because
do
it would
that.
sound real
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Now, for news organizations, I think that'd be very difficult because they really have to check things because news anymore, it's all video.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody wants
You
to
know.
be the first to break
Right.
something, and you can't do that because what happens is you want to be the first to break it, but you didn't verify it.
Yeah, they and I can't remember the news organization. One of the big ones said that they have a whole new department now that does just that. They make sure that news item that's coming in is actually that person saying that is
That's
that is
weird.
not some sort of artificial intelligence.
It could be damaging.
Mm-hmm.
Reputation's
real?
at stake. Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
you know
not
what
real?
is real? what is real is on Fridays we do the Friday song, and that's always Jim singing the Friday song. And we do a Can't Beat Deb. That is actually Deb playing Can't Beat. It's not a computer playing.
Heck, a computer couldn't win that much.
7:25 Tuesday morning with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Deb's got your daily dirt. And what was The Rock doing on Easter?
Yeah, we'll tell you here. Might not have been how you traditionally spend your Easter. We'll tell you here in about 30 seconds. First, Betty White's house has been demolished.
What?
A dentist and his wife bought the house for $10 million after Betty died back in 2021. And they wanted to start over from the ground up.
Oh.
I don't understand that.
Right.
I think if you're going to buy a house that was owned by a celebrity like that, then there's the nostalgia in it.
Maybe it was really outdated, and it just needed to be freshened up, and it was cheaper to do it that way.
Well, demolished doesn't sound like freshened up and they got a new coat of paint.
Well, maybe they kept some of the belongings and put them back in there again.
Well, maybe
it could
so.
be,
Okay, maybe so. I like that. Usually you're not so optimistic and positive.
Just saying, maybe it's the same
Usually
cabinets.
that's me.
Get the cabinets out, they can put them back in again.
Okay, Kevin,
Probably
thank
didn't
you.
happen, but it sounds good to say
Oh,
it
no,
that way.
don't say that part. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, people still focus on their friendship after all these years. They apparently, and I've never heard this, bought matching Jeeps when they first found success in Hollywood.
Really?
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
It's like something you did and you had a friendship necklace and
Yeah,
you
right,
broke
yeah,
off
yeah.
part of the heart and
Yeah.
you wear half and I wear half. And now they go out and bought matching Jeeps. I wonder if they still have those. It's interesting.
Oh,
I
yeah,
bet
these
they
things,
do.
They last forever.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
That's true. Dwayne Johnson demonstrated on Easter how to crack open a coconut with just a rock. So while you were searching for eggs in your backyard, he says you use your bare hands for all of this, and then you add in the addition of the rock. And he said it works quite well. So he, in a video on Instagram, Easter Sunday, showed an impressive holiday trick for his family, and it was how to crack open a coconut using his hands and a rock.
Well, it works if you got hands the size of a bear
Right.
claw,
That's true.
too. He's a big guy.
Might need to be slightly muscular. In the video, he says, here's the face of a coconut, and he gestured at the bottom half of the shell, and he was pointing out where 2 eyes, a mouth, and a nose. Maybe he needs to
Right, yeah.
go with
Is
eggs.
he bored?
Yeah. Or get a Jeep.
727. That is Deb's Daily Dirt. It's sponsored by Mark Dietel Realty.
It's time for another round of Can't Beat Deb, and our contestant on the line is Stacy. Good morning, Stacy.
Morning.
What side of town you from?
I'm from the east side.
From the east side? All right. Well, best of luck to you. Here's how we play.
Stacey, we're going to ask you 5 questions. We, of course, asked Deb those exact same 5 questions. If you get more right than Deb, then yay, you win. But if she gets more right than you, or if she ties you, then she wins. And if you're ready, let's start with question number 1.
Here we go, Stacy. Question 1. Captain Crunch is turning 60 years old this year. Now, which is a higher rank, captain, colonel, or lieutenant?
Colonel.
Question 2. Earlier this month, the CMT Awards were held. They had the biggest TV ratings ever. Now, what does CMT stand for?
Country Music Television.
Question 3. Ford got a patent for a special drone. Now, in the future, the drone could jumpstart your car if your battery dies. Now, was President Ford related to Henry Ford?
No.
No, with a question mark. Good.
Question 4. David Letterman turned 76 years old this week. Now, as a kid growing up in Indiana, David worked as a stock boy at a grocery store, a lifeguard at the YMCA, or a cook at Burger Chef.
I don't know why I think this, but I feel like I've heard him say the word stock boy before, so
All
I'm
right.
going to go with that.
There's a question 4. It's gone to 5. Easter was this past Sunday. Now sing the next line of this Easter song. Here comes Peter Cottontail.
Hopping down the bunny trail.
All right, there's our 5 questions. Bring Deb back in the room and see how she does. It's back to Can't Beat Deb. Now Deb is back into the studio now. And say hello to Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Deb.
Oh, Stacy sounds so friendly.
She's very friendly and very smart.
And
Stacey,
competitive.
You're
Just want to warn you.
about to get beat.
All right.
Well,
Here we go. Question 1, Deb. Captain Crunch is turning 60 years old this year. Now, which is a higher rank, captain, colonel, or lieutenant?
Oh, geez. I'm not sure about that. Let's see. Colonel.
That's correct. And Stacy knew that, too. So
Okay.
everybody scores. It's Deb 1, Stacy 1.
Question 2. Earlier this month, the CMT Awards were held. They had the biggest TV ratings ever. Now, what does CMT stand for?
Country Music Television.
Of course. And Stacy knew that, too. So once again, everybody scores. It's Deb 2, Stacy 2.
All right, question 3. Ford got a patent for a special drone. Now, in the future, the drone could jumpstart your car if your battery dies. Now, was President Ford related to Henry Ford?
Oh, geez. Henry Ford. President Ford. No.
That's correct. Stacy knew that too.
Wow.
So again, everybody
Stacey.
scores. It's Deb 3, Stacy 3. Well, actually, Stacy said it with a question mark. No.
I guess that still counts.
It sure does. Question 4. David Letterman turned 76 years old this week. Now, as a kid growing up in Indiana, David worked as a stock boy at a grocery store, a lifeguard at the YMCA, or a cook at Burger Chef.
He worked at the grocery store.
That's correct.
Ooh.
And Stacy knew that too. So again, everybody
Stacey.
scores. We're going to the final question, all tied up.
She needs to screw up.
Deb 4, Stacy 4.
Question 5. Here we go. Easter was this past Sunday. Now sing the next line of this Easter song. Here comes Peter Cottontail.
What else is there? What else is there?
No, there's the next
The
line.
next line there.
Hopping down the jogging trail. Is that it? I don't know. Hey!
Stacy knew it and sang it.
Oh, crap.
It's hopping down the bunny trail.
Oh, shoot. Jogging bunny,
the
same
jogging
thing.
Stacy
trail.
gets a point. Oh, looky here, looky here.
Oh, looky, nothing.
Stacy 5, Deb 4. Stacy, you
know what?
just beat Deb.
That's bunny and jogging trail are the same
No,
path.
they're not.
Stacy, have you ever heard of the jogging trail? That was a good run, though. Well, it's time for you to say those magic words.
Okay. I'm Stacy, and I can beat Deb.
Yeah, just say, I'm Stacy from the east side, and I can
Dang,
beat
I
Deb.
messed it up. I'm so excited about the win. I'm Stacy from the east side, and I can beat Deb.
Yes, you did. So why don't you take a little hop down the old jogging trail for that one there, too, if you want to do that. If y'all would like to be a contestant, just go to the website, WFMS.com. We'll get you all signed up. 95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin, we've been kind of planning a wedding.
Yeah.
And the family there. My son Corbin's getting married in August and putting all the bells and whistles together.
You've mentioned off air multiple times you had no idea there was this much planning.
Yeah, I'm pretty well out of the
in a
picture, but
wedding.
I'm hearing a lot about it.
And is that by your choice or by their choice that Pops is not a part
I
of
think
it?
it's normally the way it is. Yeah,
Okay.
you just gotta sit back and hold the checkbook and
Yeah.
that
I
kind
think
of
Jim
stuff
had
like that.
to, or he would have been imploded from stress.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you're right. It's best for me to stand back
Yeah.
and just let it happen.
Now, I don't want you to share any private information, but do you have a wedding venue picked out? Don't
Yes.
say where if you have.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yes. Mhm.
Well, if you didn't, you might want to consider the Wienermobile is now available for wedding venue.
The Wienermobile. That's
Oh,
what
is
I
it
heard.
for a wedding venue? You
A
get
wedding
married in
venue.
it?
You can get married in it, or it could be at your wedding. You could drive away as the new
Oh, I
Mrs.
like that.
and Mr.
With a coney dog in your hand.
Right.
I like it.
Look at you, hot
Because
dogs.
nothing says happy marriage like the Wienermobile dragging a bunch of tin cans behind it. You still do that? I don't know if they do that anymore.
I don't know if they do or not, sir. But, yeah, that'd be. I like sometimes those little novelty wedding things that they do.
I do too. I like when people have a food truck at a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cool idea. Didn't your daughter have like a cake that was made of donuts?
It was a cinnamon rolls. It was
Cinnamon
they served breakfast at the wedding,
That's a great idea.
and the
That is a
wedding
great
cake
idea.
was a stack of cinnamon rolls.
Wow.
Yeah. All
I
was
like
missing was
that.
the Wienermobile. That would have been cool.
Right, you got breakfast
I'm
and lunch.
Not sure if either one of my daughters would have approved of that.
No,
but
yeah,
would be
that's
Your
the
song
problem.
would be picked for you. You could dance to hot dog, hot diggity dog.
I wish I were an
Oscar
Oscar
Mayer,
Mayer
that one.
wiener. Here comes the bride. That is
And here's
what
the
it
couple
is.
for the very first dance, or that could be the mother
Right,
son
right.
dance. You know,
That is what I truly
like
like to be.
Yeah,
And
maybe-
if it was an
maybe
Oscar
not.
Mayer wiener, I love it.
Everyone would get married.
There we go. We should be wedding planners.
Well, I'm telling you what, I'd be good at that.
know
I'd be
you
real
would
good
not.
at it.
I'll watch the phones. I'm sure people are calling right now.
Lighting up.
95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Kevin's got your national news now. And Bunny Blake strikes again.
Yeah, details on that coming up in about 30 seconds. Carrie Underwood is celebrating 15 years of being at the Grand Ole Opry as a member with 2 shows on May 13th.
Oh, wow.
Tickets for that are selling out quickly, as you could well imagine. But one of the shows will air on Opry's website, so you can still watch the party.
Oh, yeah, okay.
At home. Lauren Elena impressed the Grand Ole Opry audience the other night by performing Tammy Wynette's classic Stand By Your Man.
Oh, wow.
She nailed it.
I bet.
There's a clip of her performing that on her Instagram page if you'd like to see
That was Lauren Elena?
Yeah, I love it when the younger country stars pay tribute to the older country stars.
Right.
By singing those classics. And she, as I said, just nailed it. Gwen Stefani shared a video of Blake Shelton celebrating Easter by wearing a full-body pink bunny costume. And evidently this is something he's done before because she captioned it by saying, Bunny Blake strikes again.
Yeah, I remember the costume last year.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, he maybe only wears it once a year.
Maybe.
Unless he's pulling
So
out
it's
for other
probably not
reasons.
a rental. He probably owns it.
Right. Beautiful Tuesday morning, 8:39. Jim, Deb, and Kevin at WFMS.
You guys shop online?
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
More than I used to.
Well, everybody shops online, actually, because it's gotten so easy. And everything from Christmas gifts to, your groceries.
Yeah, that's right.
The other day you mentioned you actually bought some wine.
Got wine, DoorDash, you can do it all.
Buying online is really become part of our life. The average adult, though, will spend $899 per year, so almost $1,000 per year, on disappointing online purchases.
That's a lot of disappointment.
No kidding.
Now, Deb, you mentioned that you will occasionally get something. Well, that's not what that looked like in the ad.
Yeah.
But you send it back right away if you can.
Oh, yeah, because I want my refund.
But that's still, in the article said it wasn't, people still send it back, but you spend almost
You're still
$1,000 on disappointing items.
I had a cookie order one time, and I needed a specific cookie cutter of reindeer antlers.
Okay.
I was like, perfect. I found it online. They sent it. It was the size of a pancake. It's like, I didn't want giant cookies. I just wanted a small cookie.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I was like, I can't keep this. I sent it
Disappointing.
back.
How about you, Jimmy? You bought anything online that you've been disappointed with?
Yeah, a few things. I bought a portable tub for my mother once, and one that you
excuse
blow
me, a
up.
what now?
Portable
What?
tub. She didn't have a
Like
bathtub.
like an indoor pool?
Yeah,
Oh,
kinda
because she had a
that.
shower.
So, but I didn't really watch the dimensions very well. And it didn't fit anywhere. And, so I kind of.
So mom's taking a bath in the living room now.
Yeah, it almost looked like a pool. It was so big.
where is that tub now?
It's out in my garage. I never did return it there. So, but that was disappointing. I can see that. But one of the fun things though is when you do order it, is waiting for it to come.
Oh yeah.
Because really anymore,
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, it'll come the next day.
Yeah.
And you go to the door, you're like, oh, there it is. I forgot I ordered that.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, we did an Easter egg hunt at my sister's Sunday, and I went to check see if there were eggs in the mailbox, and there weren't any. But I said, you got a package from Amazon, and I handed it to her.
Amazon does Easter now, I guess. Well, I ordered something online, but I'm disappointed it hasn't yet arrived. I ordered, somebody was advertising on one of the marketplace type thing for a gym set in the garage.
A garage gym set?
What? Oh, you talking about me with my? Hey, now
Is it still there?
the weight machine?
Yeah.
It's me. Yes, it's still there.
Well, you've never delivered it. I said I'd
you
like
must
it.
not be Prime.
First of all, that was not advertised. Secondly, you don't want it. It's heavy and gigantic.
Is it still there?
It's still there.
All right,
I'll take a
yay.
picture.
Still
I'll take
there?
a picture today.
Still on sale.
I mean, who are?
It's free.
It was not. It's not. You what? It'll be there probably till I die.
They'll sell the house with it around it.
Everything's empty except
It's
that
normally
one.
a 2.5-car garage, but there's this weight system in there now. So you
$899 a year. That
Yeah,
seems
that's
like a
something.
lot.
Wow.
Yeah.